hope I'm not too late. I know you guys have been waiting. I just want to make sure I got everything straight. Now, this is, this is the Cairo special. I like to put everything. I don't want to just give you guys S tier, A tier, B tier. I actually want you to know what the fuck's going on. And the purpose of these videos is always to be kind of a lens into the game, right? Because no one is correct, right? There will probably be, strong correlations. There may even be similarities between tier lists, but there is no necessarily correct, especially this early in the game's lifespan. So I just want to give you guys what I think, what I hear other people are thinking, and my projections for the future of the game. All right, cool. Yeah, it's tier list time. So now that I've got everything the way I want it to, I think we're good to start. So again, for individual strength, we have combo structure, survivability, screen control, crowd control, perk, synergy, recoverability, kill power / kill confirms, movement, anti-zoning, and anti-armor. Then for team utility, we have, can your character give cooldown reduction? Can they give armor? Cleansers are important. Can they give armor break? Do they have the ability to help your team ignore projectiles? Overall synergy, which is kind of more amorphous, but we'll get into that one probably later as I talk about each individual character. And then engage / disengage, right? That's very important in this game. So those are the criteria that I'm using when I go about putting them on this list. So anyway, let me start with what I know. And what I know the most right now is probably Superman or Batman. Let's go with Batman, the homie. I like to put him here. So first we're going to do individual strength, right? So if you guys didn't know, he's a combo monster. He's kind of fucking insane. Like, he's actually fucking redonkulous, right? He's got Batarang. He has side special, which is actually kind of OD. He's pretty much got everything. The only thing he doesn't have, and this is where he falls apart, is anti-armor. Armor is, like, obviously very prevalent in a 2v2 space. It's very important for engaging. And so he has to kind of use his Batarang to get around it. But the issue is, if they just use armor to meet the Batarang gets killed. And then he's kind of just at the mercy of whatever the fuck kind of nonsense is going to happen on the screen. Without Batarang, he gets kind of boned. There's no way to replenish it faster other than taking perks to accommodate it. But then if you have to take perks to accommodate it, then like you've already kind of lost, right? If you're trying to cover a weakness as opposed to amplify a strength, you're probably not as well rounded as other characters. So in terms of individual strength, I'll actually place him slightly below average, but he's still serviceable. We'll figure out how to space these out in just a second, but we're going to put him about right there. Then we have Superman. Actually, yeah, no. We're not done yet. I'm trolling. When you do team utility, it's actually kind of crazy. Does he do anything for the team other than provide anti-zoning with smokescreen? But here's the thing about anti-zoning with smokescreen, right? Smokescreen is static. It doesn't move, right? He can't provide armor break for his team. He has no cleanse. The only thing he can do is disengage with Batarang and engage the Batarang. But we already talked about the shortcomings of that. So actually, in doubles, he's here. And again, this is a 2v2 tier list. We have to put him here. There's just no way around it. Okay, so I think that's a good starting point. Now, let's move on to Superman, the Messiah. No, I'm kidding. I'm just really in a Superman mode right now. All right, so Superman, right? His combo structures, so he has a tank. So he's not going to 0 to death you or anything. He does have some pretty nice, like, combos, like, but they're, like, usually 4 or 5 pieces. And then he's kind of done. Now, the great thing about his combo structure, though, is it almost always going to throw you off stage where he is a god. Superman can actually fly in this game. He can gimp you in a lot of different ways. So his combo structure is not going to, like, kill you, but it's probably going to get you killed. So for that reason, I think it kind of evens out. We'll leave him in the middle in terms of that. His survivability is phenomenal. Like I said, he can literally fly. You don't even need to use your recovery half the time to get back to stage. You can just do any of his aerials and they kind of like let him levitate and he just kind of comes back even from the edge of the screen. It's kind of gross. I'll probably show you guys that with the matches we play later. In terms of perk synergy, he can pretty much take whatever he wants. His signature perks are pretty lackluster, but he can pretty much take whatever he wants. He can focus on kill power. He can focus on team util. It doesn't really matter because he's always going to be able to do the things that he does very, very well. His kill confirms are really, really nice. You pretty much just do jab into like up attack, right? At least I think so. Yeah. And if you can't do jab into like up attack for whatever reason, then you can do things like his side special, um, that just kind of catch people off guard. He can cancel side special. He has a bunch of ways to just kind of kill you out of nowhere. He can just literally bum rush you with armor. It's actually kind of nuts. His movement is actually above par. It's actually, in my opinion, some of the best in the game. I'll show you guys that today. Anti-zoning, he doesn't give a shit. Half the projectiles in the game, he can just ice breath on them. He has his own projectile. He really doesn't give a fuck. He obviously has anti-armor in the fact that he himself can summon armor at will. He can do an armor move into another armor move with like dodge cancel. So he pretty much has it all. I don't think there's anything he's particularly like, oh yeah, he's so great at every, you know, like he's gonna, I think the only thing he's the best at is movement actually. I don't think he's the best at any of the other things, but he's very, very well rounded. And he usually has a couple, what's the word? Feathers in his cap, right? In each regard. So for that reason, we're going to put him there. And now in terms of team util, this is where he fucking shines, right? He can lay down cover fire with heat vision. He can disengage his teammate because he can just fucking like, oh, they're getting comboed. I'm getting the fuck in there with armor. He can use this little flying command grab. You know the hitbox is egregious. He can do all kinds of things to kind of save his teammate, which makes sense. He is Superman, so he should definitely be able to do that. But he can't provide his team with anything, right? He can't give his teammate armor. There's no cleanse. So he's kind of the initiator archetype in a bunch of different ways. So like if your character needs strength in like the CDR department, you're kind of screwed. If your teammate doesn't have a way to deal with armor themselves, they're kind of screwed. So in terms of team utility, I actually want to place him right in the middle. We may end up moving him lower later, but he's actually right here. IMO. Okay. Now let's move on to somebody that's not a DC character. Let's talk about Jake. What a great character. Let's put him here. So Jake's really, really nice because he just controls space better than most characters. He's got Pony. He's got forward air punch. And all of his specials actually just don't give a fuck. They kind of just take up space. Bounce house, his down special is kind of fucking insane. Even if up special is him literally stretching and taking up space. So he kind of controls the screen in doubles. It's actually kind of gross what he's allowed to do. If he ever actually gets hit, trying to stop him from getting back to the stage can be pretty difficult because you have to get closer to him, then he has to get closer to you to stop you from doing that, right? A good Jake's just gonna like see you're coming a mile away, adjust his forward air, and then you're gonna get smacked trying to get him. His side special, the Pony's gonna give him a lot of horizontal recovery, and his up special is kind of redonk donk. So he doesn't have any issues recovering actually. He's kind of a problem to kill. They did reduce his weight, so he is a character you can kill. And that's probably how he's gonna die. He's normally not gonna die trying to recover. Because his recoveries, they can be very fluid. I guess that makes sense since he is Jake. The only thing he really struggles with, honestly, is kill confirms. He has to kind of land a straight hit. Now, that's not too hard for him to do because he just takes up so much space. But in a scenario where both of the people he's trying to hit are like cognizant of the space he controls, he can't really kill them too easily. He's gonna have to kind of just throw something out. And if he doesn't want to do that, then he can try and like, do Pony or something that's going to like be very, how do I put it? It'll be like low commit and it'll happen really fast, but it won't kill anybody. Does that make sense? Skateboard is pretty low commit, right? And it's not going to kill necessarily if you have really good DI. So he's looking for gimps and he's looking for raw dog hits. Like he just wants to read your movement raw dog. I don't know why I keep making this fucking joke with this character. His movement's not the best. It's pretty mid. But he does have anti-armor. He has pretty accessible armor breaking moves. And since he doesn't have to commit to anything, that's technically anti-armor as well because of the range of his attacks. As far as anti-zoning, he's pretty much one of the kings at it. He can just do down special, the bounce house. And he just literally takes ownership of the projectile and reflects it himself. So he's pretty well-rounded, pretty much where Superman is, all things considered. I guess the last thing I didn't cover is perk synergy. I don't think... No. He can take whatever perks. He doesn't need perks. He's so well-rounded, like Superman. Just like, what do I want to give to my teammate? What do I think I need for the matchup? So, with that being said, I think he's in the middle here. Oh, God. Jake. Now, let's talk about team utility, right? What can he give to his teammate? He's similar to Superman. He's just going to engage for his team. He can also disengage just as well. He can't give his teammate any anti-armor. He's kind of have to. He's kind of the same way that Superman is. So I guess can I kind of overlap these two guys? I don't want to overlap them in like a way that isn't meaningful. Let's see if we can figure this out. So I guess. Yeah, he can't give. Oh wait, he can eat. Boom. He can give armor. Okay. So the fact that he can give armor means he's slightly to the right of Superman. But it's like they're like neck and neck. They're pretty much the same amount of goodness IMO, but he can give armor, and his ability to ignore projectiles is better in a way. And he can protect his teammate. Like literally be like, I'm fucking eating you right now. And that's a literal raw engage and a raw disengage. Yeah. So for that reason, I'll push it slightly to the right. It's like literally, I wish I could just put them like literally on top of each other. But because of these axes, I can't necessarily do so. So anyway, yo, what's up, Young Sparks? Are we going to be able to play with you today? Is that it? His stretch up air? Yep, exactly. Okay, moving on. Let's go Steven Universe. Now I actually don't know too much about this guy, so this is gonna be kind of weird. But they keep nerfing him every patch, so I feel like he's like the hidden dark horse of the game. It's kind of crazy, but he's gonna be the first character that we have where he'll have very strong team util. But let's talk about his individual strength right now. He does have some anti armor, I believe. I think he has like one anti armor move. He does have some really, really good anti-zoning because he can just spawn the shield anytime he wants. If anything, he's going to be able to, shield himself because he actually has a shield. How do I put this? And he's typically going to be in the air because his ground game's not very, very good. So the fact that he can protect his teammate with the shield at any moment, has his own projectile, and he's going to be pretty mobile, all things considered. I don't know what it is. I feel like he, like, moves more than most characters in a way. I don't think he struggles necessarily in a department, but he's kind of lackluster in any department, right? He may get you killed, but he's not killing you, right? So his combo structure is not that great. At least I don't think so. There's combo monsters receiving. Please let me know in the chat, in the comments. I haven't. He doesn't feel like he's gonna have any really strong kill confirms either. I know his movement's not that good either. So I think he'll be the first character that we kind of put right here. But in terms of team util, oh my fucking god, right? He literally gives his teammate armor. It's kind of insane. He can just do it. That serves as an engage and a disengage. And he can also, he's the only character that I think can increase your combo ability. He has a perk for it too. But he can literally create terrain. It's kind of insane. Actually, yeah, let's put him up here. I think he's about there in terms of individual strength. But his team utility, it is yet to be even, his potential has not even been tapped yet. He'll be the first character we put all the way over here. If we find somebody who has better team util, I'll put him here. If we find someone who has better team util, I'll let you know. But I don't think anyone can give their teammate as many functions on top of their individual characteristics more than Steven. He's actually insane. I'll probably have a Steven phase, and then people will probably not like me. It'll be really gross. He's going to teach me to play smart. He'll force you to play smart. Most of the characters, I guess, down here are going to force you to play smart, because I feel the same way about Batman. Since he can't just, like, push in on things, you have to play really, really smart in this game. Anyway, moving on. Let's talk about Garnet. I don't know too much about her, but I do know this. Her individual strength is on par with most characters. You just never get a chance to see it, because most Garnets, for some reason, they're not playing her very technical. She actually has pretty solid combo structure. Combo videos will be out after Evo, by the way. Her survivability is kind of subpar. Her screen control is excellent. She has anti-zoning. She has anti-armor. Her movement is kind of good. I think it's average, both in the air and on the ground. Her kill confirms are really nice. If she lands jab, she can pretty much just do her jab sequence into the follow-up that'll naturally combo. If you're slightly above her, she'll probably go up. If you're in front of her, she'll probably go to the right. And that shit hurts. Like, she hits you, you die. Right? We all know this. So she's actually right here in the middle. I've seen her signature perks. They're pretty, again, not anything that's like, ooh, that's the one that you take with her. I mean, something that's like, that's really, really good. But they kind of, like, you know, like, she could probably take either one depending on whatever she wants to do. So we're going to put her in the middle in terms of individual strength. I don't think she's, like, too out there in terms of that regard. Now, here's the thing, though. Here's the thing. Because she can't just summon armor, right? She can't necessarily save her teammate too much. right? She can get in there. But in order for her to like disengage her teammate and engage, she has to. There's like more steps to it. She can't be nearly as ignorant as Superman or Jake. She just can't be as ignorant. But she's not nowhere near Batman's level of like, I hope I have my battering up cooldown. So I think all things considered, yeah, and she also can give her teammate a buff. So yeah, let's put her here. She belongs right there. Yeah, she belongs right there. She belongs right there. Okay. All right. Now we got everyone else that's left is pretty much a bunch of monsters. Everyone that's left is pretty much a god of some sort. So let us start with Bugs. He's a problem. Um, his combo structure is stupid. His survivability is stupid. His screen control is, it's not the best, but it's above average for sure. His perk where he leaves a heart on the screen, that's a goddamn problem. Kill confirms, he's got him. Movement, good. Anti-zoning, he would answer your zoning by just zoning himself. Like, he doesn't care. He doesn't have a direct answer to zoning, but you're probably not gonna zone him. He doesn't really give a shit, right? Anti-armor, he's got that. His job's really, really good at anti-armor. And since he's just so evasive, he's just good, right? He's one of the few characters that almost, I'd argue, has a damn win condition. Right? His win condition is, my team's ahead. Because now he can kind of, instead of playing like a more brawly style, right, which is kind of what happens when the match just starts, everyone just kind of get a feel for everything. They have to interact. When he gets a lead, him and his teammate can start to fall back on his hit and run nature, right? If you ever played against the Bugs and won and he has a lead, he can literally just fucking dance on you. Tunnel instantly, fucking rocket across the screen, fucking drops the safe. You have to worry about that shit now. Throws a pie in your face, right? And then converts from there. He's one of the few characters who like literally just has a fucking win condition. Honestly. It's kind of gross. They said he's getting nerfed. I don't think they'll do anything that's going to destroy him or anything, but he's one of the few characters where I'm like, if this character gets a lead, we're about to have a fucking problem. Because how the fuck are we going to catch him? We have to focus his teammate, but if we focus his teammate, the safe just hit us in the back of the head. He's fucked. So as far as individual strength, he's up here. Now, let's think about team util. He can't give his teammate anything in particular, but his ability to just, again, control the screen and engage and disengage, because he can do that with tunnel in a bunch of different ways, with the safe in a bunch of different ways. You don't really ever know what the fuck's going to happen with him. And the fact that his core tools are just so fucking good. It's almost a crime to put him in the middle in terms of team utility. His utility is a lot more abstract. It's not like tangible. You can be like, oh yeah, he gives armor. Like, it doesn't work like that, right? But there, you know, if he does not want his teammates to die, he can protect them. He can protect them in the grossest of ways. So I'm going to put him right here. He's fucking top tier. If you're in this area, you're fucking top tier. Okay. Had to get that out of the way. So we went from the top. Now let's go to the bottom. They got rid of side B. Let's put her down here. I don't know how she's been up here for this long. Oh, I can't put her down there? Okay, I guess I can't put her down there. Back up here you go. Okay, so here's the thing. This is actually not a character. They need to fix him. They've already said that now that they've nerfed side B, they need to focus on his other tools, but they didn't give him that in this current version of the game. I don't think he's that good at anything. His recovery is like, what? I think he is tankier than the average character. Let me go ahead and hit up my Discord real quick. We probably have to average out the weight. Basically, he has the average weight of a character. So, he's not even good in terms of survivability. I don't even think his perks even matter at this point. He does have anti-armor, though. I think his downer is also anti-armor. He does have some anti-armor attributes. His movement's whatever. He's actually the first character, basically, that can't really give anything to his teammate. And he also doesn't do anything. And they're gonna have, this will be the first real problem they have to solve in the game, because he's not supposed to be a team player necessarily, right? Of course he has some things he can do, but he's not supposed to be a team player. And the fact that he can't do shit now because he doesn't have side B is kind of fucked. So I think he's actually fucking down here in his own separate tier of I can't play the game. If anyone objects, please let me know. I don't think it's fucking possible. And I think he's like right here. No cap. I just wanted to create those polar opposites because it's definitely deserved. Who do you want to talk about next? Bison's in chat, so I'll talk about Iron Giant. So I haven't played him a lot, but I've played against him a lot. And let's start from the beginning. His survivability is out of control. It's not out of control. It's fine. He is a colossal character, I think is the name for it. So he does... he takes a lot of damage, but he takes a lot of damage, you know? Like, he's going to get hit, but he pretty much doesn't have to die. His magnetic field, the neutral B, is pretty damn good. It's basically a perma shield. It's better than normal armor break. You can't use armor break moves against it, and it lasts about 5 seconds. I think I got the numbers on it. It lasts about 5 seconds, and it has a 22-second cooldown. That's really, really nice. He can find ways to reduce the cooldown, obviously, with perks, but he's basically the survival god, right? He can't start combos necessarily himself for this reason, but he can play off of combos very, very well. Most combos are going to knock you upwards, and he can pretty much cover that in a number of different ways. So I think his combo structure is pretty meh, but his survivability is out of control. Naturally, his screen control is kind of good too because of the magnetic field, but it's kind of weird. His screen control kind of depends on the matchup, right? Because if there are characters that are just so fast, he can't even get moves out. He can't really control the screen. So he kind of requires somebody to protect him in a way so that he in turn can protect them. And that's why you see a lot of like Iron Giant Velma. She can like just control space, obviously, with all the words she's putting on the screen. That allows him to actually do his moves without getting fucking punished. Anytime they run into trouble, he just punches on the field, and then he and Velma just continue to do their thing. Naturally, because he's a colossal character, his kill power is really good, but his movement's really bad. He's naturally has anti-zoning in his kit because you can just summon armor. But if his neutral B again is off cooldown, he kind of can't anti-zone. He answers armor with armor. So it kind of all evens out, I think, in a 2v2 setting. You can't really take advantage of his weaknesses in a 2v2 setting if he has like a proper teammate. So I think it all evens out. I'd actually like to put him in the middle in terms of individual strength. So let's talk about team utility though, right? He can actually give his teammate gray health. That's super fucking dope. He can do things kind of like bugs where like, I'm going to help you, but I'm technically helping myself, right? So he'll turn on the magnetic field and his teammate can run inside of it. Now they have fucking that, right? He can also give his team little chunks of metal. They can get gray health anywhere on the screen. He can also just give it to them when he does his little rage mode, I believe. There's so many ways he can give you gray health, actually. I think there's more than one way, Bison. Please clarify if I'm wrong. He can do a lot of team stuff, actually. So, but it's not like direct. He's just like, yeah, I'm taking up a lot of space. I can give my teammate gray health. Oh, and by the way, my teammate can actually jump in me. And then now they can't be hurt. And if I die, they can't be killed, by the way. When Iron Giant dies, when they're in a little mech, they just pop out of him. Like, it's fine. So, all things considered, he's almost always providing value if he has the right teammate. So, I think his team util is actually higher than average. Straight up. He's going to tank a lot of damage. He's going to be able to confirm a lot of kills. His team will have to be the one to set him up for it. He can give gray health, so his team's going to have more effective health overall. He is a literal combo breaker. He can control the screen if he has the right composition. He has the rage mode. He has a lot of different things, actually. Let me see. Can he give his teammate anything besides gray health, though? No, I don't think so. Oh, and technically his command grab is, like, really nice for, like, setting up kills and shit. But besides that, I think that's all I need. Obviously, they're going to fix this, like, hitbox issues, because there's a lot of those. But I think he's actually pretty good. He's a pretty good teammate, which I guess is the kind of the point. So, I think he's right here, actually. He can do more things for his teammate than Jake in Superman. Yeah, that's for sure. Literally, by virtue of him being able to do the mech form, he can already do more things for his teammate, right? Yeah, most definitely. Oh, yeah. Actually, you know, it's not even close. Yeah, I'm putting him right there. I think he's really, really good. What makes him strong is the fact that this is a doubles game. Moving on. All right. Speaking of a doubles game, let's talk Reindog. All right, Reindog's kind of OD. Before I get started, let me drink this water. So he's this game he's this game archetypal zoner, I think. Maybe Velma's gonna take that spot. We'll see. Look at him just smiles like, yeah, you can't make me a bad character. So here's the thing. Most of his, okay, here's the thing. There's a rune in the game called School Me Once, I think, that if you get hit by a projectile, you get a projectile shield. So he can't stop you from running at him, and he doesn't necessarily have to stop you from running at him. In fact, he has moves that are really, really good at stopping you from just running him like a rabid dog. No pun intended. Let's just talk about individual strength. So he's not a combo monster. His survivability is not that great, but he makes up for it in screen control. His ability to take advantage of the perk system is actually OD. Because he actually has, I think he has access to the fire one in the electricity, right? Yeah. Anyway, he can like go crazy with perks because his kit's solid. I don't know his signature perks actually, Sparks. Type them in chat if you know them. But his ability to just pump out damage, it's kind of second to none. It's kind of weird because he can pump out so much damage, and you are most likely going to run into his kill moves. Because he has kill moves. You're going to lose. It's almost like you're fighting yourself when you fight this character. He naturally has anti-zoning because he's the zoner. You're not going to out-zone him. Anti-armor, also not an issue. He has an armor break attack. And you're going to, if you try to use armor to barge in on him, he's just going to just stop you. He's solid, but not in like a direct way. Is that for my Reindog phase? He's the first character where I'm kind of lost because Steven, I know exactly why the fuck he's fucking good, right? Individually in terms of his util, I think he's really good, but Reindog leaves me at a loss. There's no point in summoning armor because he's not trying to hit you. It's like his anti-armor is, he doesn't care. So I'm going to say he has anti-armor in that, okay, so you ate my first projectile, I'm just going to do it again, right? Unless you're advancing with armor, then I don't really give a shit, right? You're probably not going to anti-zone this guy. Kill power, kill confirms. He's got kill power. I don't know about kill confirms. Yeah, I don't really know. It's weird. Almost everything is literally just screen control. He can't give his teammate CDR. He can't give his teammate armor. He can't ignore projectiles. He has armor break. He can't really disengage. Well, he can disengage his teammate. That's true, right? So he can both engage and disengage because his disengage so strong you think of it as an engage. Like his teammate can just do something stupid and then just not pay the price for it. So I'd have to say a lot of what he's allowed to do individually, like I think his shortcomings individually are made up for the fact that his team util is insane. Like, literally, he can just be like, you can't get to me. You have to run into my shit. Now, I know there's a perk to beat this, so I don't think it's as good. He's as good as one might believe. So here's what I'm going to do, right? Here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to put him here. I'm going to move Iron Giant to the right, because I got to make some space somehow. I'm going to put him here. I think this is a good spot. I'll leave him alone. And I might as well knock out the last support character too. Let's talk about Velma. Now, Velma actually is the first support character that I feel is almost, she may be above average in terms of individual strength. Like, she can fight. She can fight. Her hitboxes are actually really, really nice. She's not a combo king or anything, but she can definitely confirm into her up attacks and just kill you. Her spike's really, really good. The hitbox is very, very egregious. Obviously, she has great screen control. Her perk synergy is phenomenal. Her recoverability, though, is maybe kind of where she falls short. But her movement's nice, especially in the air. Anti-zoning, because she's going to out-zone you. Anti-armor, because she doesn't care. Not a lot of armor is advancing. So armor is, like, good, but it's not good if they're not coming at you, you know? So technically, that's anti-armor. We're defining it as anti-armor. She can give her teammate CDR. She can fight through her teammate, which means her teammate gets extra hitboxes. So they get engaged, they get disengaged. She can synergize as well. Like, she may be the first character here. We'll do this. I'll put her here and here. I'll put her like there. I'll put her like there. Right, her individual strength is not particularly anything. It's almost like she only has these individual strengths because it's a 2v2 setting, which is what the context we're talking about this tier list in. So it's not that if her and Jake, I'm not saying if her and Jake play 1v1, Velma's gonna win. I'm saying that in a 2v2 context, her individual strengths and what she's providing by herself for the team's overall like power and game plan, she provides so much structure for the team. I'm gonna put her above Jake, but don't think of if the character above is above them, they beat them in a 1v1. That's not necessarily what I'm saying at all. Not at all. Shaggy time. Okay. It's time. He's supposed to be the baseline for the game. Tony said it himself. Lead Dev said it himself. He's the baseline for the game. I should have started with him actually now that I think about it. Literally in terms of individual strength, he has everything. Right? He has anti-zoning. He has anti-armor. He has his own projectile. His movement is good. I'm looking through the lens of Superman in a way, so I'm like, but his movement is good. It's not anything subpar or anything. His recoverability is good. His perk synergy is good. He can take any perks he wants. Everything's good. Combo's insane. And the best part is he can actually give his teammates shit. Right? When he turns Super Saiyan, they get the enrage buff. Basically means they do more damage and knockback. And then he can also go to them and give them armor temporarily with his neutral special and Super Saiyan form. Right? So it's a very direct way of going about it. So in terms of individual strength though, the only thing I think he's kind of overtuned in, his combo game is insane. Yeah. Shaggy, I want to put Shaggy up here. But Shaggy not up here. I would put him, I want to do something like this. But he's not there yet. He'll get there. If they probably won't nerf him. As time goes on, remember this for the future. As time goes forward, he's going to go like this. And you're going to be like, wait, why is he so good? And it's like, no, they didn't change anything. He was just always that good. I'm going to put him here, which means I had to make space and push these guys to the right. But he can give his teammate armor. He can clear space. He can engage. He can disengage. He can give them stuff. Can he give them armor break? I don't think so. I think he can provide more for his teammate than Jake and Superman. It's like slightly higher, right? Like it's slightly higher. Like Jake can eat his teammate and give him armor. That's pretty much all he can do for his teammate. And he can kind of like initiate. Yeah, I would say, actually, no, fuck that. Because Jake can like literally just sit in front of his teammate and be like, you guys cannot do it. No, fuck that. This is correct. This is correct. All right, moving on. Let's do Wonder Woman. I love Wonder Woman. Such a great character. Oh my God. So she's got it all. She has good combo structures. However, she's not going to just outright 0 to death you. I don't think that's possible. That's not how she's designed. She is a tank. I've noticed most of the tanks can't do that. Survivability is obviously really, really good. She can give her teammate armor. Let's take a look at her character weight. Yep. Her character weight's not bad, but it's not great. But her ability to recover back to the stage is phenomenal. She can pretty much take whatever perk she wants. All her perks are kind of good. I prefer the Whip of Hephaestus because she definitely needs more kill power. If you take that perk, she gets very, very well rounded very, very quickly. She can save her teammate. She pretty much has everything that you need. Anti-zoning. Yeah, she literally has it all. Individually speaking, I gotta put her above average. Right? I don't think I can justify putting her above Superman though. So you know what? We'll do this. We'll move these guys kind of up and then do like this. There we go. We'll do like that. Right? Actually, no, because her team util is too good. No, her team util is too good. So Shaggy gets to get moved to over here. He ended up being the baseline. Look at that. All right, so Shaggy has to get moved over there. Does she have more team util than Jake? Yes. So then yeah. Does she have more team util than Reindog? That's where it gets questionable, so I'm going to keep it where it is. I'm going to keep that right there. That's where she belongs. She can do everything in the game, and she's a very great teammate. Yeah. Literally, almost. She's like a jack of all trades in a way. So that's actually exactly where she belongs. Okay, next up, Arya. Let's talk about Arya, right? So since the game has come out, we already know she's been a 1v1 god, right? She's hard to play, of course, but her combo structures are super, super solid. She can zero to death you, right? She actually can zero to death you. When she gets hit, though, she is an assassin, so she dies very, very fast. So in terms of survivability, she is below average. Her ability to get back to the stage isn't too bad, but it's not the greatest either. She doesn't have much screen control. She can't put something on the screen that doesn't involve, putting her life at risk. She can throw a dagger on you, but that's not a hitbox, right? Um, yeah. So where she falls short is individually is like I can't make you afraid to be in a position, right? I can just make you afraid of where I'm going to go or where I am right now. And she can't really take perks to solve that problem. Perks are going to help you with screen control, right? But her kill power, kill confirms, all really good. Movement average. Her air movement's really, really good, but her ground movement is kind of average. Um, she doesn't have any anti-zoning tools in particular besides her movement, unfortunately. She is really good at anti-armor, though. She can give herself anti-armor. She has anti-armor moves. She also has multi-hitting moves. So I think her strengths and her weaknesses kind of balance out in an individual level in a 2v2 context. Like, she's giving a lot to the team. Like, if she starts hitting people, she starts killing people. So her teammate can just be like, get her to start hitting shit. Like, my job is to get her a hit. Then she takes it from there, and I just follow through, right? That's really, really nice. She can't give her teammates CDR. She can give her teammates the ability to break armor, though. That's really, really nice. She can't do anything to help her teammate deal with projectiles. She can engage and disengage kind of with her little knife. In a way, right? She can throw the knife on her teammate. Maybe her teammate gets in there, and then they use that as an engage. So she can get pretty creative in that regard. But in terms of team utility, I think she's about average, and her individual strength is average. So I'd put her like right next to Shaggy in a 2v2 context. I'll put her below Shaggy in terms of team util, but in terms of individual strength, they are pretty normal. She's not providing much for the team, but what she does provide, if you build around it, she can excel. Which you could say for any character. So you know what? I'm going to put her right next to Shaggy. I'm not going to try and overthink it too much. Yeah. Yeah. Okay, let's move on to Harley, the queen of the game. Let's be honest. Individually speaking, great character, right? Combo structure's insane. Her survivability, obviously below average because she is an assassin. Her screen control's not that great. She does have things to get around it. She has Bat Bomb. That does create pressure. She has Jack in the Box. That creates tons of pressure as well. However, those take time to come out, and they do have cooldowns. She can't take perks to reduce the cooldowns, but again, if you're taking perks again to kind of to do that, to me, that's like trying to make yourself cover up a weakness as opposed to amplifying a strength. So does she have anti-zoning? She can zone herself with her gun, her side special. Doesn't have any anti-armor. That's kind of one of her biggest issues. In terms of her team util, let's think about it. So I guess in individual strength, she's again kind of... I mean, she can get so much reward though, but that's not necessarily how it works. So she's somewhere in the middle. She's somewhere in the middle. The game's very balanced, so I'm not surprised that we have a lot of people in the middle. So what can she give to her team? She can control a lot of space. Her team in a 2v2 setting, she's going to be allowed to do certain things to control space. She can't directly threaten space, though. She can just be like, we're not over here, so I'm going to put a Jack in the Box here kind of thing. She can disengage her teammate really, really well. She has all of her specials pretty much can help her do that. Let's see. She can't give her teammate anything to deal with projectiles, so she'd have to take runes. So I think... And I guess it makes sense she'd have weak team util, right? I think, actually, she can do more for her team. I think she's here. This is what I think. I remember when me and Euphony played Arya, Harley, and it felt terrible. It was like we weren't even playing the 2v2 game. This makes a lot of sense. They ended up right here on this list. Oh God, I left the two gods. All right, let's just stop the cap, boys. This is easy. Finn's good at everything. Combo's insane. Survivability. Don't tell me they gave this motherfucker above average weight. Okay, he's pretty much average weight. Yo, get off my light. So yeah, Finn's good at everything. Individual strength, unparalleled. What can he do for his team though? I guess exist. Because as long as he exists, his teammate can pretty much like just play off of him. What can he give to his teammates? Yeah. In teams with team utility, he's actually middle of the road, but he's just better at literally everything in the game. All right. Anyway, last but not least, Tomm and Jerry. Whew. Combo structures, pretty good. Pretty good, but pretty goddamn hard from what I've seen. I was watching Void the other day. I'm like, okay, that looks really cool, but that looks very, very difficult. I don't know if you play that off in an online environment consistently, and I don't know if it's DI dependent or not. So, but its survivabilities, or their survivabilities, actually, all right. It's par. Screen control though is where they fucking shine. They just take up too much fucking space. Perk synergy as a result of being, you know, like a mage is really, really nice. Recoverability, we already talked about that. Kill power. Kill confirms that they got that. Frying pan will literally murder you. Movement is kind of where they fall short, but I guess it makes sense. Obviously, they don't need anti-zoning because they're just going to beat you at zoning. Anti-armor, naturally, they're doing zoner. They don't really care because armor in this game isn't necessarily like, again, it's not like advancing armor, so it's not that big a deal. If someone could run at you with an armor status or like an armor property, that'd be terrifying. That's why Iron Giant's so good. They can't really give they can give their teammates Jerry, right? So that's a really, really nice thing to have. It can lead to some pretty wonky situations, and he overall has great synergy. So the meta for this game, you'll see a lot of compositions kind of turn into a here's our frontliner, right? Here's our bruiser character, the guy who's gonna fight you, and then here's this character in the back who's gonna be providing some kind of support in some way, shape, or form. It could be like the shape of Bugs, where he's just being fucking annoying and you can't lock him down, or it'll be like, you know, Tomm and Jerry, where it's like, yo, fucking, I'm taking up so much space, you're fucked, you know. Or it could be even take the form of like Jake, where like Jake is just like not projectile taking up space, but just taking up fucking space, kind of like the initiator of sorts. So those seem to be what's going on. Tomm and Jerry, obviously, you know, this is one of the safest of those things I just talked about. So I think this is this is where I would put them. Individual strength is above average. The screen control is insane. You're never gonna really kill them. Let's go ahead and check out the weights though. Let me go ahead and use this real quick. Their weight is below average though, so I think it's fine though. You're gonna run into a lot of trouble hitting them, but there are perks you can take, which we'll talk about in a different video. But yeah, I think I'm happy with this list. Let's take an overall look now. I think in terms of team utility, actually, I have to move Garnet in this direction. Taz is somewhere off in space, not in the game. And let's not disrespect Steven like that. I think he has a lot of untapped potential. I do not think Taz has untapped potential. I'll leave Steven and Garnet down here, but these two have, if Garnet's played in a more technical execution heavy sense, she actually may be somewhere up here, but I don't know yet. And I don't want to get too ridiculous with my speculations. I think Steven may be here too in terms of individual strength, but I'm not too certain. I haven't played him yet, so I'm going to be honest with you guys there. But I'm pretty confident I like this list. All of my experience is pretty much boiled down to this. Let's clean it up a bit. That is our pre-Evo Multiversus 2v2 tier list. I think we did a really, really good job. Obviously, a lot is going to change. After Evo, they're going to be Tony said a lot of different things, so there's going to be a lot of things going up. I'm sure they're going to deal with the task problem. Garnet may get some stuff. I don't know. Maybe they nerf Steven again. Maybe there's some other infinite we don't know about. But no one in the game is screaming, we figured them out yet. And that's very important for a game's lifespan, especially during the discovery phase. The longer the discovery phase holds up, the more the game will most likely have to offer. And because it's 2v2, I think we're going to do just fine. Ranked will probably be coming out in about a week, so I'm looking forward to that. We'll probably do another tier list in a few months. See and let everything kind of calm down, see what the hell's going on. But this is what I think right now. Let me know what you guys think down in the comments. And of course, everyone in chat, we're going to be gaming down in the Discord, so you can just go ahead and let me know what y'all think there.